and gentlemen, it's interesting throughout the various sessions that we have had today, questions to do around marketing and how to do it well have been coming up again and again. We just had one on performance marketing earlier when the Suta founder was speaking. She was asked about how to stand out. So it's very, very clear that marketing is an area where there is a lot of mind and money going in when it comes to SMB. And it can feel like in today's digital world that, we're competing with giants, companies which have huge budgets. So as Sharik was saying, how do you make your money work harder when it comes to marketing? That's exactly what we're going to do now in our next panel, which is all about leveraging effective marketing strategies and customer acquisition to empower and grow your business. And what a splendid array of guests I have with me today. Please welcome on stage Niteen Shah, promoter and director of Total Sports and Fitness, India's multi-brand sports company operating 15 retail stores, B2B division, e-commerce and distribution. Can we have Mr. Shah on the stage, please? I'd also like to invite Rumit Kadakia, CEO, Dad of Ad Marketing Agency. Rumit is an engineer turned entrepreneur and marketing whiz who has years of experience in turning brand briefs into catchy marketing campaigns. Welcome to you, Rumit, as well. Please take a seat, sir. And I'd also like to welcome on stage Kritika Kanodia, CEO of Write and E-Storytellers, and she is someone who excels at brand strategy and marketing for many, many years now. Welcome, Rumit. A very, very warm welcome to all of you again. And, it's really interesting because this is a mix of people. We have, all of them are founders, but there are also people, two of them at least, who are actually delivering on founder briefs. The biggest question for any small and medium-sized business is my money working when it comes to marketing? So I think I'll start with you, Nitinji. If you can take us through one or two strategies that have worked for you and have helped you differentiate yourself from large-scale, transnational players like, for example, Decathlon. So what are the one or two marketing strategies that have helped you differentiate yourself?
Are you able to hear me clearly? Yeah. So thank you, Borzo, for inviting. It has been a pleasure meeting a lot of people here. So let me tell you, this business started out of a broken dream of not being able to play competitive sports, not being fit and healthy when I was supposed to, being ignorant about what is right for your health, wellness, not getting the right kind of sportswear in 80s and 90s when India opened up its economy. So what is most important for me is the human quotient, right? It's the empathy part. Any strategy that takes care of what the need of the customer is, specifically when it comes to the sporting goods business, people come with a lot of emotion and passion. Once you are able to figure it out, what exactly is the need of the customer, and if we are able to go to any extent to fulfill that need, any strategy that fits into this particular scheme of things is going to work for you. That is what we do. So I always look into the fundamental aspect of things. Rest of the things fall into place automatically when your purpose is very, very clear. So we are here to transform the lives of millions of people, and we do that each day, more than 5 lakh customers in a year. And our customers love us, specifically the kids.
That's wonderful to hear. And I think, Rumit, perhaps you can make us understand that when a founder from a small business approaches you, are there some common mistakes that you see in what they're expecting out of their marketing agency?
It's on, right?
Yeah.
All right. I think that's a very interesting question. One common mistake that a lot of small and medium businesses make is they fail to, have their own essence. Speaking of their tonality, their own branding, their own storytelling. That's something that they lack, and they're always, they want to compete with the bigger giants in the industry, but at the same time, they are, for example, everyone talks about Zomato. The majority of the briefs that we get are, we want to be like Zomato, we want to be like GoZoop. But in that process, they truly are missing the essence of their brand. So, I think that's one common mistake that I have seen, and it's very important for every brand to have its own story, to have that's in order to build their own community as well. To stand apart from their competition and to ensure that they're true to their values and their vision and the mission.
So there needs to be a clear idea of
That's
how
right.
to tell your story. So Kritika, how does a brand arrive at that, right? So this is a great point that you need to have a clear vision of what your brand is. But how do you recommend that people actually sit down and think about that?
Okay, so I feel that the most important point when it comes to marketing for any brand is to understand who is your target buyer. Eventually, your motive is not just to get likes and comments, but it is actually to get leads who convert to sales and help you make revenue, which is sustaining your brand.
Yeah.
For that, you need to understand who is the target buyer, not at a superficial level, but at a deeper level, which would include understanding their age, their socio-economic background, the kind of tonality that they resonate with, so that they are able to understand your marketing message. Additionally, you need to go into the details of even the smallest things like the time when they are most likely to be active on your marketing platforms.
Yeah.
So these are some very basic things that are important to identify your target demographic section.
Okay, very interesting. तो नितिन जी डेमोग्राफिक की बात हो रही है that you need to know your customer. But काफ़ी product categories ऐसे होते हैं जहाँ पे you are perhaps okay. Let me take an example. For example, handbag है या yoga mat है. For example, a yoga mat is being used by a 16, 17-year-old. It's also being used by somebody who is 60 years old. तो जो demographic है बहुत wide है. इस केस में किस तरह से marketing strategy डिज़ाइन की जाती है?
So हमारे केस में right from the time the child is maybe 5, 6, 7 years old, sporting activities की journey शुरू होती है. It goes on till the age of 15, जब भी वो अपना 10th standard पास करके बाहर निकलता है. And then college में फिर थोड़ा काफ़ी, so we lose lot of customers who have been coming to us from the age of 5 to 15. So it's a 10-year journey. इसके बाद 15 से 20 जब भी graduation होता है, maybe 50% of them or 60% of them don't continue playing a sport. But जो any person who is truly a sportsman would always want to continue playing for the rest of his life. And then after graduation, there are serious players who continue playing competitive sports. And then there are people who want to get fit and healthy, and they choose some kind of a sporting activity. So this is a very, very interesting aspect about our business. Our primary role is to ignite the passion within somebody who is a passive enthusiast and who wants to get into some kind of a sporting activity. So हमारे देश में बहुत सारे लोग टेलीविजन पे मैच देखेंगे, लेकिन ग्राउंड पे जाकर अगर खेलना होगा तो they don't want to sweat it out there. But our business is such that most of our customers, they love being on the ground, on the Maidans of Mumbai, and they continue to play. For example, at the age of 60, I still play cricket with 15-year-olds on the Maidans of Mumbai, and there is no connection between monetary status, caste, creed, religion. We are all one when we are on the ground. Even on the streets of Mumbai, when people run for marathons. So sports is a great leveler.
Yeah.
So age doesn't really matter. With increasing awareness about physical fitness and wellness in particular. When we say wellness, it's all about physical, mental, emotional well-being. It is very, very important, whatever your age, you need to exercise, you need to take care of your diet and nutrition.
Sure.
You need to take care of your emotional well-being. And this has to be part of the culture. This has to be part of the growing up age.
Sure.
So at a number of platforms, I have mentioned that we need to educate children right from the age of 5, 6 to eat healthy, to stay fit, to focus on their nutrition. It all depends upon parents and how the family, takes this into their day-to-day life.
Right. So in a sense, what's happening is that there is a narrative already going on. Fitness is not a trend, it's a necessity now. And sort of, your marketing is kind of also takes
I have
on
seen
from there.
This
So,
year during the International Yoga Day, so many kids were buying yoga mat.
yeah.
तो पेरेंट्स हमारे पास आकर पूछते थे आपके पास छोटी साइज की योगा मैट है?
जी, so new product category. But Rumit, ये interesting बात उन्होंने कही that there's some amount of brand loyalty and there's the environment in which the brand is operating. But when a brand comes to you who may not have this environment of fitness, it's not related to that. So then how do you cater to a very diverse demographic of their target customer?
So broadly speaking, India as a country is divided into 3 categories, right? I'm purely speaking from a socio-economic classification, and so there is one that probably earns between the range of 20 to 30 lakhs per annum. That's probably the class A. Then comes the class B, which is anywhere between 6 to 8 lakhs per annum. And then there's class C, which is less than a lakh in an annum, right? And so it's extremely important to understand where your product or your service fits, which category. So probably if your category fits in the class A category, then that's a niche. That's a very professional, you need to be ensuring that you're speaking correctly with that set of audience. Whereas if you're speaking to the category C audience, it's important to, everything is I think content and communication is something that needs to be extremely humanized. Now, let's say, for example, you're not going to go and talk to your associate or your colleague and tell them, hello senior account manager, how are you doing today? No, you're not going to do that, right? Similarly, speaking of marketing and communication, it's important to be more humanized, to relate to your audience better. And it's not about selling the features, it's about selling the benefits to them.
Sure.
That these are the benefits of the product or the service, and that's when the audience is truly going to resonate with your service or your product, and then that will return.
So it's interesting. You also mentioned content, Kritika. Videos and using short video formats to market yourself is very, very common these days. But is that for all kinds of brands and products?
Okay, so I don't think that it is for all kinds of brands actually. In fact, this actually depends on who your target is. So that is the first point, that it's very important to understand your target demographic segment. And in fact, if we talk about the targeted marketing strategies, so okay, according to McKinsey, it can, if you are investing in targeted marketing strategies, you can, the return on investment when it comes to your marketing spend, it can be 5 to 8 times. And you can actually increase your sales by 10% or more. So that itself proves the point that you need to see which platform is most helpful for you. Another point here is not just about being active on one platform, but there needs to be an omni-channel presence where you are leveraging different platforms for your different target segments. In fact, it's a common misconception that just if you're going viral by imitating any existing trend or brand, you would be able to scale up yours as well. So copying someone is not the key to virality. In fact, you need to be unique, and novelty, that is what will get you selling. If you look at any consumer, consider yourself a consumer for any basic brand. So there is a consumer life cycle. It's not just about making someone aware that, okay, this is my service or product. At Right, although we are into the content segment, it's not just that we want people to know, okay, hey, we exist, come to us. It's not just about that. Once you make someone aware of you, your motive is then to reach out to them, show them your presence, convert them into a lead. Then comes the after sale part of things. For that also, you cannot just depend on one platform. You need to explore different platforms.
Sure.
And finally, even after everything is completed, you need to upsell. so that you can increase the customer lifetime value, the revenue you are making from one particular client itself. So for that, you need to focus on different channels, different platforms and modes of communication to always be present in front of a buyer.
Yeah.
So that is the main motive.
Yeah, no, that's very interesting. Nitin ji, are there sort of tools that you're using, as a founder to assess what kind of return of investment you're getting on your marketing efforts? कुछ ऐसे tools जो सब लोग use कर सकते हैं?
सो जनरली हम लोग क्या करते हैं, बहुत ही फोकस्ड टारगेटिंग होता है. फॉर एग्जांपल कोई भी स्पोर्ट्स है, क्रिकेट है, तो क्रिकेट में जो कोचेज होते हैं वो इन्फ्लुएंस करते हैं कि बच्चों को क्या बाय करना चाहिए. ठीक है. अदरवाइज लॉट ऑफ यंग किड्स हु आर नॉट इनटू कोचिंग बट स्टिल प्लेइंग सम काइंड ऑफ कॉम्पिटिटिव स्पोर्ट्स, दे ऑलवेज हैव रोल मॉडल्स कि मुझे जो विराट कोहली खेलता है वो ब्रांड का बैट चाहिए. सो वी ट्राई टू रीच आउट टू दीज इन्फ्लुएंसर्स एंड देन फॉर एग्जांपल जब भी समर कैंप होता है तो क्रिकेट कोचिंग कैंप में वी गो एंड talk to the coach, we ask about his life story, then we also give away vouchers to these kids. For example, एक बैच में 30 स्टूडेंट्स हैं तो उनको हम वाउचर देते हैं, फिर गुडीज देते हैं. वी वांट टू ड्राइव पीपल टू द स्टोर. दैट इज़ हाउ मोर एंड मोर चिल्ड्रन कम टू द स्टोर. या तो कोई एक बच्चा है जिसको कोई स्टोर पे अच्छा बेनिफिट मिला है तो जाके अपने ग्रुप में सबको बताएगा कि मैंने यहाँ से ये परचेज़ किया, मुझे इतना डिस्काउंट मिला या अच्छी सर्विस मिली, या इनके पास इतने सारे ब्रांड्स के बैट्स हैं या प्लेयर्स एडिशन के बैट्स हैं. सो इवन इफ समबडी कम्स टू बाय अ 10,000 रुपी का बैट, वी विल शो हिम अ 50,000 या 1 लाख का बैट जो प्लेयर्स एडिशन वाला बैट है. तो एक एस्पिरेशन भी क्रिएट होता है कि आई वॉन्ट टू गो बैक टू दिस शॉप अगेन एंड अगेन टू कम एंड बाय.
एब्सोल्युटली. और आपने एक बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग बात स्टार्ट करी है अराउंड इन्फ्लुएंसर मार्केटिंग. इट्स सच अ डन थिंग फॉर अ लॉट ऑफ ब्रांड्स, बट कृतिका, हाउ शुड अ ब्रांड चूज देयर इन्फ्लुएंसर? क्योंकि so for example, if I am on a social media platform and I am looking at an influencer selling me a dress for a brand, the chances of men commenting on that and saying, "Madam, you're beautiful," are higher than a woman going and purchasing that dress. So how do we counter things like that?
Okay, so actually, to be honest, Right had made this mistake of going for a wrong influencer because we just thought we're into B2C. We'll pick someone who has a lot of engagement on their videos and we'll also go for them. That is actually a mistake we learned from. That when it comes to choosing an influencer, it's not just about one post. For your brand, it's just one post. But you first need to see the overall persona of that influencer, the kind of content which they have been creating, and the kind of audience which has been interacting with them. That is the most important point. Secondly, honestly, now it's not difficult to become an influencer. Everyone is an influencer. Like content creation is like the side hustle nowadays, right? So you need to secondly check if their viewership and the number of followers they have, is that even authentic? There are people who have 10,000 followers but 20 likes, right? So these are some very basic things. Other than that, you should not accept anyone on their face value. You really need to get into the details of their social media account insights and analytics. That can be a game changer for you to decide if that influencer will work out for you or not. So these are some very basic points that even if you're doing it in-house or you're outsourcing it to someone, or if you yourself are reaching out to agencies, so that is where you can keep these things in mind. And just one point, nowadays influencers have started charging a lot. And brands are just spending that because they feel it's okay, it's a one-time thing, we'll get the returns. But no. So you really need to gauge your options. You need to check if your target demography, your target location, everything is relevant to that influencer. If their vibe matches your target audience's vibe, only then you should go for them.
Okay, I think Nitin, you wanted to add something.
So I think the biggest influencer is the buyer. If you have one satisfied customer who is extremely happy with your service and the product, nothing can ever beat that. So we always focus on giving a delightful shopping experience to our customers. We train our people, we get the best of products. We have a wide range of products for customers to choose from. And most importantly, in today's times of e-commerce, we have to be very, very competitive in terms of pricing. So fortunately, because of the scale that we operate on,
Right.
we are one of the lowest in the market, along with giving a great after-sale service
Right.
and an amazing shopping experience.
Sure, sure.
I think
So-
so for us, our influencers are our customers.
Interesting, very interesting. So, Rumit, I'm sure you have a lot to say on this, but एक और चीज़ जो मैं ऐड करना चाहूँगी एक सवाल आपके लिए, which is that performance marketing पे अभी हमें एक सवाल आया था. So, if you can take that on as well, click frauds, etc. How do you tackle that? Start with talking about influencers.
Okay, yeah, I just wanted to add something onto what Nitin ji just said. So I think it's very interesting what he said, that your buyer is your main influencer, and that is where the entire user-generated content comes into the
Yes.
picture. UGC content, that is extremely important, and if you're able to leverage that, and if you're able to get your audience to speak more about you, digitally, then that's going to be your selling factor. For example, Apple shot on iPhone.
Yes.
That's as simple as that. It's very important, and I think that was a very good point by Nitin ji.
Yeah, and you want to talk a little bit about performance marketing and how not to get frauded in a sense.
See, performance marketing is, of course, a very vast
Space.
subject,
Yeah.
and it includes everything from your Google ads to your Facebook ads, and everything that can get you good ROAS, a return on ad spend. And what is important over here is to continuously indulge into a lot of A/B testing. A/B testing primarily means, to have two sets of slightly identical ads that, with variations, and to run those with a limited set of, target audience, see what is performing best, and then according to that, you can decide which ad to run and, where to target your audience. Speaking of fraud, I think it's important to, no, fraud happens on the landing page. So when you're making the audience travel from your ad to your, or however that you're making your audience travel to your landing page. Your landing page needs to be highly secure. It needs to ensure that it, it has like a good, probably something like a captcha that allows, only genuine leads, genuine inquiries to come through. So I think that is what I'd like to say to that.
Okay. Kritika, it would be great if you could take us through some of the key mistakes that you have seen SMBs make when it comes to strategizing. So we'll keep these answers short. I'll take 2-3 questions, and then we'll open it out to the audience. So if you can briefly tell me top 2 or 3 mistakes.
Okay, so the first mistake which I feel SMEs make is not investing properly in organic channels of marketing, instead going for paid marketing directly. Reason why I feel this is because in Right and e-storytellers as well, I have personally seen a difference. So a few days back, I was reading on demand metrics that content marketing, it costs you 62% lesser than traditional marketing, and it yields 3 times as many leads as any other platform would. And I have seen that in Right as well as e-storytellers. If I have to compare the paid efforts with the consistent efforts going on multiple platforms for the organic content that we are creating. That brings me to the point about how you are, utilizing your budget. For example, if you have a website, it is your go-to platform that is the most accessible for you to put up any content. That also includes testimonials, right? You save money and you actually get genuine reviews from clients who have purchased your services. But I don't see a lot of companies focusing on testimonials. It can be video testimonials or even written Google reviews. So from Right's perspective, we have 2100 plus Google reviews, and that is the highest in this segment which any company has. It's not that we've reached this in a day or two. It has taken us months and years to reach here. But now, if we are just, if a lead approaches us, we have 21 100 Google reviews to show them that, hey, people trust us, that is why you should
It's
trust
also
us.
important to react and respond to those reviews
Exactly.
to show you're engaged. Nitin ji, how do you think technology is changing your efforts in marketing?
So of course, with technology, it is also very difficult to get people's attention, right? So prior to the boom in the e-commerce segment, we would straight away do newspaper ads. We would go to magazines. We would put up banners across, various localities wherever our the stores are. So marketing was very easy. But today's times, it is becoming expensive also. But at the same time, you have an opportunity to scale your business to a great extent by reaching out to customers across the nook and corner of the country.
Yeah.
So we try and put all efforts to, we try various things, whichever works best for us, we keep repeating that and then keep moving on.
Yeah. I think you wanted to add, Rumit, how is technology also making marketing easy? What are some of the tools that you will recommend to our audience?
Before I get into the tools, there's one thing that I want to add. So technology, I think, is a very important. Speaking of technology, I think it all started from dating back to 2013-14 when there were probably only 9 service providers in the country, and probably 1 GB data would cost you somewhere around 450 rupees, right? And gradually, around 2016-17, when Jio came into the picture, they completely
Changed the game.
disrupted the market. And then it was a complete different ball game altogether. Free internet, free SIM cards, everything free. And I think that has spoiled the audience a lot. Spoiled, as well as that has ensured that internet is accessible and deep rooted into the Indian market now. Now, everybody has access to Google, everybody has access to Facebook, everybody has access to all the OTT platforms. It's so easily available now, and I think that not only helps brands market themselves and advertise themselves and reach their target market better, especially if you're catering to the category C, which I spoke about. It's become more what do you call it? You can approach that audience better. You can get them to leverage them to sell your business better. So I think it's definitely something that has helped businesses as well as the audience get more aware of the products. Speaking of tools, could you repeat your question about
I
the
just
tools?
wanted to understand,
Yeah.
are there tools that SMBs can actually use when it comes to marketing? Something even simple, as
Absolutely.
simple as
Yeah.
Canva, where
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
design a lot
Yeah.
of the things yourself.
So there are, of course, there are multiple tools for multiple, whatever that your purpose is. If you want to probably start designing, Canva is the most easiest tool, the most user-friendly tool. Accordingly, if you probably want video editing, there's InShot. There is Zoho CRM, which of course we have.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
We'll be hearing from him soon, yeah.
yeah, so I think there are a lot of tools, and especially with AI coming into the market
Yes.
now, it's become very, very easy for people to create content, and it's just that you need to go there, don't think and just do. If you
Yeah.
just Google, and it's a very simple thing, just write the word free next to your search, whatever your query is, and you'll get like a gazillion results. And just explore and just start doing. So I think it's important to leverage those free resources to
Yes.
cut down on your costs
Absolutely.
and maximize on your returns.
Absolutely. I think we've had some great inputs already. We'd love to take a couple of questions from the audience. Hand going up right there. If we can get the mic to the gentleman in the black and white. Is there a mic in the audience, please? I think, sir, can I request you to just come forward and talk to us? Or I don't see a mic coming to you. Yeah, you can. I think we'll be able to hear you. Go ahead.
it is going to increase the CAC
Sir,
cost.
please, I would request
आप
if you
थोड़ा
could repeat.
संक्षेप में सवाल पूछ लीजिए प्लीज सवाल पूछ लीजिए बट थोड़ा छोटा प्लीज गो अहेड
Repeat your question, that'd be great. मेरे को आधा कट के सुनाई दिए.
Okay. So as a data privacy is going to very important for people. Now the government is also going through a data privacy. So Google is as Google GA you launch, the main function is they are predicting the data of the customers. So as a business owner, it is going to increase the CAC, customer acquisition cost, or it is going to means it is going to help us or increase the CAC for business.
Just correct me if I'm wrong. Your question is that there's a lot of data available online and
and data privacy laws coming in so
Yeah.
will that actually affect the cost of customer acquisition will it make it higher
honestly speaking, there are a lot of ways to do that. Okay, LinkedIn is the most beautiful platform that you can leverage for that. All right, it's you if you have your premium and if you know how to use that correctly, there are a lot of tools that of course even we have built over the years, and we help our clients also directly reach their target audience. So let's say for example you have your target audience set in your mind that you probably want to target the healthcare category. Healthcare mein you want to speak to the managerial positions only, and your target market is India. So you already have those filters ready with you. All right, leveraging those tools which are as good as free that are available. You can leverage those tools, you can set those filters, and you can what those tools will give you is a set of data. That data is your target audience. So now leveraging AI as well, what you can do is that you can set custom messages for all of your target audience, and you can directly reach out to them. Email marketing is of course another big market. That's something that you can leverage. But data privacy, see, there are a lot of ways that where you can get a lot of data and you can get contacts and everything, but not always are they going to be relevant to you. But if you know how to use these tools correctly and only be able to extract those contacts that are truly your target audience, that's where you will be able to reduce your CAC as well as capitalize on that. So I think that shouldn't affect business owners so much.
thanks for answering that one more question please can we get the mic here
Hello, hi everyone. So my question is very simple. So there's something called commodity, product and brand matrix, okay? So if you add a functional differentiator in a commodity, it becomes a product. And if you add an emotional differentiator in a product, it becomes a brand, right? So where in India have we been going wrong that we don't have likes of Nike, Adidas, Reebok, we don't have Apple. So in terms of strategic marketing, when we talk on small businesses, they might make good products, but how these businesses might turn out to be a brand, and what are the things they have to focus on? So that's my question.
I think this is a very interesting question, and
Can you please
we had a
repeat the question?
Okay. See, I'll repeat the question from the start. Okay. So there's a matrix which is called as commodity, product, and brand matrix. So there's a commodity, you add a functional differentiator in that, it becomes a product, and you add an emotional differentiator in a product, it becomes a brand, right? So where in India have we been going wrong that we don't have likes of Nikes or
ग्लोबल
Apple?
ब्रांड्स क्यों नहीं बन रहे
Yeah,
इंडिया
yeah.
में ये सवाल है सर ग्लोबल ब्रांड्स इंडिया में क्यों नहीं बन रहे हैं क्या हम मार्केटिंग में गलत कर रहे हैं
So this is one question which I have been asking to a lot of people कि अभी तक इंडिया का sports brand कहाँ है? Where is it, right? So this is one space which we thought we can occupy in terms of wanting to buy any sporting goods. For example, if you are a swimmer, you want to buy a Speedo. If you want to buy badminton, you want to buy Yonex. We have launched our own range of equipment across sports categories, and the acceptance has been huge. So in about a year's time, we will have maybe more than 250 products across multiple categories, and you will be able to trust the brand. So unfortunately, this is the fact, but a lot of people have tried doing that. अभी तक कोई successful हुआ नहीं है. One of the things is you require deep pockets, right, to create a brand. Fortunately, we are in a business where, as you rightly said, right, emotion plays a huge role. In the space of multi-brand retail, it is not easy to scale up. It's not easy to build big business. But we have been able to scale up quite well. Recently, we got funded. We are expanding, and we hope to, create a niche where we occupy one segment of sporting equipment where Total becomes your number one brand you can easily trust. And I'm very confident this is going to happen very soon.
And to be fair, a lot of brands, at least in the sporting world, that are Indian, they've not had the time that an Adidas or a Nike may have had. So hopefully with time and with innovative tools to do with marketing that we've spoken about, we will have a great global Indian brand very soon. Thank you very much, dear audience, for all your questions. If we can just have a huge round of applause for all our fabulous speakers who've given us such great tools to work with. I'd like to invite on stage Alina and Eugene to please join us and present our guests with a token of our appreciation for their time, for their insights, for sharing their secrets with us. Can we have the mementos on stage, please? While the next setup is actually, done, should we keep your gifts down at home? Thank you. Okay, I think we have time to take a couple of more audience questions, right? We should do that and see their hands going up already. If I can get a mic, I need a mic as well, and एक सवाल उधर से ले लेते हैं. I think I'll need a hand mic as well so that my guests can answer.
Yeah, sorry, I don't have a question right now, but I want all the audience to, give a round of applause for our host. She has been amazing throughout the day.
Well, thank you, that's very kind.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for, taking us through the complete journey since morning till now, the energy, the enthusiasm, it's been amazing. We learn a lot from you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you, I really appreciate that feedback. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you very much. And now if we have questions for our guests, please. Please, sir.
So it's not a question actually, but just a small share. That generally, जो चीज़ें हमको आसान last question कि why India has not been able to build brands. So India में जो भी चीज़ें बनती है या कोई भी ऐसी चीज़ है जो easily available है, I think we don't value those things. So maybe probably Indian products हम खुद ही उसको उतना नहीं endorse कर पाते हैं. And maybe, what would be your say in this regards?
ऐसा नहीं है दैट इंडिया में ब्रांड्स नहीं बन रहे, ब्रांड्स बन रहे हैं, बट मे बी वो उस लेवल पर मार्केट नहीं कर पा रहे खुद को जो बाकी आपको पहले के ब्रांड्स का आइडिया होगा. सेकेंडली जो पॉइंट है दैट नाइकी या एडिडास या एप्पल जैसे ब्रांड्स क्यों नहीं बन रहे. सो बोट हम सबको मालूम है, अमन गुप्ता को हम सभी जानते हैं, एंड बोट ने वो अचीव किया है थ्रू द हार्ड वर्क, थ्रू द एफर्ट्स. एंड इन अ वे जितने भी अभी स्मॉल बिजनेसेस है, एंटरप्रेन्योर्स है, सबका यही मोटिव है कि वो खुद भी इंस्पायर हो, एंड वो खुद ब्रांड्स बना पाए जो एक्चुअली में नहीं है. इफ़ वी टॉक अबाउट द कंटेंट इंडस्ट्री या इवन मार्केटिंग इंडस्ट्री जिसे हम दोनों बिलोंग करते हैं, सो अगर आप देखो तो इंडिया में बहुत कम एजेंसीज है जो एक्चुअली टॉप पर है, एंड दैट इज़ वेयर वी हैव ऑल्सो बिन एबल टू रीच नाउ थ्रू आर बिजनेसेस. जो हो सकता है लोग शायद सारे लोग नाम नहीं जानते हो, बट वो काम ज़रूर जानते हैं जो हम लोग अपने क्लाइंट्स के लिए करते हैं.
Sure.
सो दैट इज़ वॉट आई फील मेक्स अ डिफरेंस.
परफेक्ट. एक और सवाल हम जल्दी से ले सकते हैं. Rumit, why don't you take this one?
Hello.
Hi.
Yeah. My question is, I have completed my digital marketing trainings. Last 6 months, I am practicing digital marketing, and I am onboarding new clients, luckily. So my main concern is how to understand our client's brand and how we can frame as a digital marketer, how I can frame the marketing strategies to them, and how I can execute the digital marketing strategies.
I think that's a very important question, and thank you for asking that. It's very important for you as a business owner or as someone who is speaking to a client and understanding their requirement to be extremely empathetic and compassionate. It's very important for you to do that. And what's also important is that you treat it like that's your own baby. You speak to them like we. You do not speak to them as your brand. You speak to them as this is how we can do it. And that's the kind of mindset that you put in. And when you do that, you automatically start thinking more about, how is it that you can truly help that brand scale up. Right? These are very small, minute things, but when you start doing that, that's when the customer also starts believing in you more. He feels a sense of collaboration as well, that okay, this person truly genuinely understands me, my brand, and then your conversion would become simpler. That's what I believe.
Just a quick question.
Perfect. Can we take this offline, please? Because we do need to move on for the rest of the sessions.
Okay.
Thank you very much for your questions. And once again, thank you, Kritika. Thank you, Rumit. Thanks
Thank you.
indeed.